Welcome race fans. This is Ron with Big Wizard TV. Hey, we're live on the air here with East to West Racing. We have some GT3 racing for you tonight. This is race number 17 of 18. One to go to the season finale, and it is getting tight near the top. It looks to me, as we watch these guys go around, we got 15 drivers so far in the session. We got about 6.5 minutes to go before we kick this thing off. Morgan Tegey with the top spot with a 150.9, followed by Brandon Dooley, Jason Rabe, Josh Bailing, Adam Novotny in the top 5, all in the 151s. Richard Phillip in the 152s, Brian, Julian, Joe, Sean Williams, Todd Shorts, Gray Welch. And so far, Jeff Peters, Alex Good, Michael Mooney on track, but have not yet run a lap. That's 16 running on track right now. Out there getting the lap in for practice. Just about 5 minutes to go. Let's hit up where we are on the standings. First of all, welcome everybody. Welcome to the stream. Ron here with Big Wizard TV saying happy Sunday night to all. We have some points to talk about. Let's go there. Championship points. Can I put this on the screen somewhere? Not really. Not in a way that'll look good. I can put it out there, but it ain't gonna be pretty. Let's see what it looks like. There it is, right in the middle, and you cannot see a thing there. So, oh well. We tried. Morgan Tegey out in the front right now, 609-point lead, and Morgan has another drop available in the actual series. Everybody gets 15 races counted. This is race 17. So everybody's taking drops at this point, at least up at the top. But the way this works out, it's a little bit different this season because we're doing the sprint race and qualifying and the feature race. All those are going to get points. So with all those getting points, each of those sections has the drops. So if you do poor in qualifying, but you had a really good race, you can actually split those up and take your best 15 qualifying attempts and your best 15 sprints and your best 15 features. It just has the way to do with all the points going together. You don't get weekend points, you get race points for each segment that we run. So, Morgan out front, Phillip Scott, Brandon Dooley, Rich Hips, Jason Rabe. That's your top 5. Those are the guys out there battling for it. Now, Morgan most likely has this one locked up. 600 points out in the front. He's going to have a hard time losing that because all 5 of the drivers have raced everything they're supposed to race. Morgan, with of the 16 races we've done so far, there are, that'd be 32 plus 48 possible segments that we've run, and Morgan has 23 wins out of that. That means he was the fastest in qualifying, or he was the fastest in the sprint, or he won a feature 23 times. Yeah, the only one more consistent on top 10s is Richard and Phillip, both with 43 top 10s, and Brandon with 37 top 5s. So Brandon with some wins, Rich Hips with a victory in there, Phillip Scott with some wins, and most of them are done by Morgan Tegey. Josh Bailing has a handful, Chris Springer has a couple wins out there, as well as Kyle Robinson. Kyle and Chris are not on the track tonight, unfortunately. They're not really season regulars, but they are fast when they're here. Good to have them on the track when they are. So let's go around. That's the standings. Let me tell you a little bit about how this works with the standings, though. For the feature races, Morgan has 8 wins in the feature. Of his 23 victories, 8 of them were actually in the feature race itself. Phillip Scott with 3 of those wins as well. Brandon Dooley with a win. Adam Novotny. Chris Springer with a couple of them. Josh Bailing. Those are the guys that have the victories out here. And they pretty much follow the same order, pretty close between the race the feature race wins and the points for the series. But we're going to go over to the sprint race and see who's been dominating over there. Morgan also dominating the sprint race with 8 wins in the sprint, followed by Brandon with 4, Rich, Adam, Josh, Kyle, all with 1. And qualifying also gets points, and qualifying counts as a segment. So the qualifying has been dominated by, I'm guessing Morgan. 7 wins out of the 12, out of the 15, 7 wins. So it's not as easy to get the qualifying because you're out there just doing your lap. Nobody has to pass you. Brandon with 2, Adam with 2, Josh with 2, Kyle with 2. So that's the qualifying standings. Tonight, we're running at Twin Ring Motegi. This is a technical racetrack. I raced here. I just raced in the JNR Contenders Series. Managed to hold off by just the skin of my teeth to get a victory there. So I did win that one, but everybody was right behind me. Rick Wishon actually should have been out in front of me, but he messed up his fuel. So that was a little rough on him. He should have had that one. I've done the same thing. I've done the exact same thing in other series, even probably in that series where I didn't have the right amount of fuel and lost a big chunk. We're just getting done with practice. We're going to have some qualifying start here in just a few seconds. Practice is over. Now qualifying here is going to be 15 minutes on the clock to the penny. They do not allow finishing your lap here with this series. So once you're done, you're done. And the session has ended. We're jumping back in the cars now, and we'll see who gets out. Looks like Morgan is in his car first, followed by Brandon, Adam. Wow, they're coming out right in order, and they are not leaving any gap. Not off the start. That's Richard Wishon and Ryan Fry, followed by what looks like Julian Lockwood, Todd Schwartz, Sean Williams. Missing a couple regulars out here tonight, missing a couple drivers. We'll see if they can show up and get into the action. Sorry about having my hands in front of my face. I keep forgetting I'm on camera. But let's get this action rolling. Now on the screen, I've made a couple of adjustments. Hopefully you like them. I put them in last week. I think I just put them in this week sometime. I had them out there for the Formula 4 race, and I really like the way this looks. I've got on the top we have the rolling standings of the 16 drivers on the track. That's showing track temp, wind speed, number of drivers, the driver we're looking at. There's Richard. You can see that. The number of that driver's car and what car they're driving. So that gives you all the info. There's 8 cars out here, 8 different models of GT3 car. I think 7 of them, 6 of them at least, 6 are represented tonight. Porsche, BMW, Ferrari, Audi, Mercedes, Lamborghini, all on the racetrack. So here we go. We're going to start our lap, jumping down through. Almost, we got to jump down through this complex here. This little corner set here, this, let's watch Morgan as he goes through it. This is really complicated, this 13-14 complex. He is obviously perfect at it as he goes through. But that is a tricky little section of the racetrack. It doesn't look so bad there, but when you're behind the wheel, that one's nice and easy to miss. As we watch Morgan dive into turn 1. Long sweeping corners here. Turn 2 is the exit. That one's so long they gave it two numbers. Long sweeping hairpin there on turn 1 and 2. Turns 3 and 4 is more of a squared off double apex corner. Morgan's a little wiggly there. A little slip there going through turn 4. Trying to get on the gas as quick as possible. Down into turn 5, it's about a 110 degree angle corner. turn 6 is just kind of a kink, and then this turn 7 doesn't seem like much, but I'll tell you what, if you don't get this right, you are all over the place. There is no saving you if you get turns 7 and 8 wrong. Turn 9, another one of them very high angled corners. Not 180, but about probably about 140. 140 degrees is pretty tight. And here we come up to turn 10, which is the tight hairpin. Morgan staying right on the inside of that, coming out wide into the exit. Down the hill. This is quite a hill he's going down now. Can't really see it on this angle. Here you go. Now you can see the hill. Down into hard braking point here in turn 11. And then it's the 12, 13, 14 complex, which you basically try to make this as straight of a line as possible right through here. Cuts that corner, cuts way down into the grass there. Cutting across turn 14 onto that rumble strip on the exit of turn 14 down the front stretch. That is a lap at Twin Ring Motegi, and that is Morgan's lap. Brandon does one a little bit better. So Brandon out front so far with a 151.3. Morgan with a 151.5. Richard 152.6. As the time's starting to come in for the drivers. 6.5 minutes left, and like I said, once this clock ticks off, it's over. It's actually about 11 minutes is all they get. So they're going to get, with a minute 50 seconds, they're going to get about 5 laps. Something plus a warm-up, so that's 4 laps racing. If they decide to do 2 laps and then try to go around and get another one with a new low set of fuel, see how that goes. They might. Nobody taking the dive in there yet. Oh, and Morgan goes wide. That could be an off track. Off track will negate that lap. There he goes. He's pulling off. And he is going to go back and start over and get some fresh tires and try it again, as you can see. And we will watch Ryan Fry for a minute. Ryan, part of Atomic Racing. Coming around turn 10, the hairpin down the hill. Ray Welch cuts right in front of Josh, as Josh also takes advantage of the let's go get a new set of tires option. 5 minutes to go, just barely under halfway here on the qualifying session. And it is tight up at the top, just the top 2 so far. I'm thinking a lot of guys haven't quite gotten that lap yet. I was watching these guys in practice last night, and there are a lot of guys that can run down there in the 151. So we'll see if these next laps can make up for what these guys haven't done yet on the first few. Brandon's still out front. Brandon clips off another lap even quicker than the first. Brought a glass of water down. Where'd I put it? Guess I didn't bring a glass of water. How do you like them apples? Brandon ticking off some really good laps out there. He is on the point so far, provisional pole for the sprint race. Now what's going to happen here, the way we do it here at East to West Racing, is you get your qualifying time will line you up for the sprint race. The finishing order of the sprint race will get you lined up for the regular race, but the regular race will flip the order. There we go with some times. Brandon's up to a 151.1, and Jason Rabe has moved up into the second spot ahead of Morgan Tegey, Adam Novotny following Morgan, and then Philip Scott. I think that was a mic. That is our race control operator. That's Jaden with, let's see if I can figure this out. You'd think I'd have it down and all memorized. You'd think. Top tier race control. Jaden Darling. Thanks, Jaden, for tuning in with us and being our race control tonight. 3 minutes left. Brandon might have time to go out. He's got a pretty quick time. These guys have really got to push to beat that 151.1. Our track temp right now, 88 degrees, a little warmer than it's been during the practice sessions as Ryan Fry bows out after his qualifying run. And Ryan has put himself, I don't see him. I don't see where he's at. Maybe we need the current position they're in up there. Maybe instead of the wind speed? What do you think? I need to move it around. That's okay. Give me a minute to make an adjustment. I think that'd be better to know what position they're in, because Brandon is going to call it. 2 minutes and 14 seconds left. Not enough time to get a warm-up and a full lap in, so he is going to bank it, park it. And we'll watch somebody. Who are we watching? Watching Joe Fierro, Jeff Peters. Currently coming around turn 6. Joe currently in 8th spot. So Morgan's on the point, Jason Rabe, Morgan Tegey, or Brandon's on the point. Man, let's not get that wrong. Brandon's on the point. Jason Rabe, Morgan Tegey, Adam Novotny, Josh Balin, Philip Scott, Richard Wisham. Oh, and there goes Joe. Off in the dirt. That gives Alex Good a chance to hold on to that position ahead of Joe Fierro. He's testing the radio. I'm going to go down into the booth. Go down in the booth, let him know we're on the air. Oh, and I didn't change that. Oh, I pulled it up to change it. Didn't do a thing. Let's go to the overlay. There's a 3-minute warm-up. We'll jump in there and talk to him while we're doing the warm-up. Let's do drivers. Okay, we're going to do current driver. Current driver. We're going to do car number. Let's see if we can do position. Is there a position? No, there's position gain. Well, that's not very helpful. How come I can't tell you where they're at? I'm gonna have to go through it slowly. Current position. There we go. There it is. Although it doesn't. Oh yeah, P5. There we go. So Josh Balin, car number 1, currently P5 in the Audi. Gray Welch, car number 19. P16 in the Porsche. As qualifying is done, they're going to take a... Oh, they're just going to line them up. They're just going to line them up here. Let me jump down in the lobby, turn on the sound so we can hear the drivers. Hey, everybody, just letting you know I'm on the air with you.
Hey, Rod.
Hopefully that'll get the race control. I don't think you guys could hear him. That was race control. This is Ron in the booth. Welcome everybody to the race. And I'll be quiet as you guys get out there and run. All right. They're all lined up. We've got the 17 drivers now on the racetrack. Josh and Jason have the point. No, that's not true. Brandon and Jason have the point. Followed by Morgan and Adam on row 2. We'll see the lights come up here when they all get set. We're going to have to wait for all of them to get on the racetrack Looks like Josh is currently not on the track.
Must have lost 5th place.
Is that
Josh looks like he has dropped out of the race. And nope, he's in now. Here come the prep lights. Here we go. Green, green, green. Off they go. There they go down into the front. Brandon does not get the jump. It looks like Jason Rave gets the jump and takes the cars into turn 1. That's Morgan on the outside, and Richard. That was actually, is that Jason? Yeah, that's Jason from P5, or Josh Bailing from P5. Green Flag Racing, it's pretty clean off the start so far. Jason Rave with the jump. Morgan Tegey has moved into 2nd spot with a great jump off the line. Josh Bailing into 3rd from 5th. And then followed by Brandon Dooley, Adam Novotny, Rich Wishon, and Philip Scott. Everybody close together right now. Back here at P13 with Todd Schwartz, Jeff Peters, and Rick Wilson, Christian right behind. Rick and I just battled on the previous race. Rick is quick. He's fast out there. That tells you how good this field is. He is back in 15th after leading most of the race just a few moments ago. Entry trying to get that exit. Oh, he's got a good run. This could be for pass. Coming down the hill. This is a tough spot to pass. We'll see if Rick throws it out there. No, he's holding off, but that doesn't stop Alex from peeking on the inside himself. As Rick goes wide on that corner, loses a little ground. Let's go back up to the front. Nothing much changing up here. Jason, Morgan, Josh, Brandon, Adam are your top 5. Nose to tail so far. We got six drivers right there. Throw a blanket over them. Just 2 seconds separating the top 6. Whoa, little wide there. Richard comes around around turn 3, turn 4 complex and gets a little loose. As Morgan is putting on the pressure up front. Morgan Tegey, series champions right now, so leading the series championship right now. Brandon is the reigning champion from last season 6. Whoa, and Jason goes around. Morgan dodges to miss, and Josh almost hits him. That was really close as Morgan takes the lead. And Jason, still rolling backwards out there, trying to get it back going again. Has dropped back in pack. Now, can Morgan stretch the lead? Can he get out front? This is, like I said, this is a sprint race. So we've got top left on the screen. It tells you there's only 9 laps here. This is lap number 2. So this is going to be a quick one. Just 9 laps in the sprint, and then we're going to jump over to the feature, the main race, and let's get some numbers on that one. See how many laps are going to be going on that one. If I update it, which I may not have. I did not update it. It says we're going forever. 32, but that is not correct. It's 23. 23 laps will be the feature race. 9 for the sprint. Morgan, Josh, Brandon, now just 2 seconds over the top 4. 2.5, including Richard there in 5th. Let's go ahead and go through the field. We got Morgan up front, in the BMW 6 sponsor. car with Colt 45. That's fueled by Multi. Number 1 in the second spot, that is Josh Bailey. Monster Energy on the side of that one. Brandon Dooley, P14, Dooley Brothers Racing. Hussenfeld, JNR Craftworks on board. He's got Cleveland Beamer on there, East to West Racing. Grandpa's Kitchen up on the top. It's got a lot of our sponsors. Stair Fittings Incorporated is our main series sponsor here at East to West Racing's GT3 Challenge. Big shout out to them. If you need anything for your stairs, give them a call. Find them out there online at orders.stairfittings.com. They'll have what you need. Great customer service, great products, great company, great people. Tell them Big Wizard sent you. And grandpaskitchen.com here, as you saw on the roof. You can barely see it. On the roof of Brandon's car. I guess we could do a chase camera. No, he's got Stair Fittings Inc. up there. I can see the Stair Fittings logo. But there's the Grandpa's Kitchen logo right there in the center of the hood, in the center of the roof. Now, Grandpa's Kitchen makes gluten-free flour. If you're looking for gluten-free products, that's where you go, grandpaskitchen.com. And you can use the code BWTV. That's a Big Wizard TV discount code. 10% off. And that's not one order. That's not two orders. That's every order at grandpaskitchen.com. Check them out. Also, JNR Craftworks makes all the trophies for the series. JNR Craftworks out of the Alabama area. Making wooden, acrylic, and laser cut painted trophies for East to West Racing and beyond. Brandon Dooley holding on to, I think that's an error. I think Ryan is in front. Ryan probably went to the pits and dropped out of the race. We'll have to see as we go through. Adam Novotny in P4 in the 326 car. Rick Menthel on Aztec uses an Aztec wheel. Also Cleveland Beamer, Fanatec on there. Maybe it's Aztec pedals. And Fanatec wheel. Not really sure. Adam Novotny hails from Ohio as well. In the 326, running currently in P4. The top four pretty much spread out. They're close, but now 2 seconds separate the top four. No, it's 2 seconds on the top three and 4 seconds to the top four. Morgan, Josh, Brandon, Adam, and Richard. Richard running in the white no frills paint job in the 974. You don't need frills. Those purple wheels and the purple accent on the bottom of the car. If you're running in fifth with this group, this is no lightweight group. Morgan Tegey, nearly 3,000 iRacing. Josh, Brandon, Adam, all in the 2,500 range. Richard out here keeping up, just 6 seconds off the lead on lap 5 of 9 as they go around turn 9. Get ready for the hairpin. Philip Scott in tow. Philip Scott's right there in 6th position, just a half a second back off of Richard here. Philip running with the Apex Predators racing team in the 99 Mercedes. Then we have a little gap back to Joe Fierro in the 48 car, teammates with our leader Morgan Tegey. This is another fueled by Malt car. He is 5.5 seconds behind.
Car 88 drive through for contact with car number 6.
Ooh, we got a penalty. That was a penalty. Hopefully you heard that. I think I got it fixed so you can hear him now. But that is race control. Michael Mooney made some contact with Sean Williams. And Mooney actually dropped quite far back in the pack for that. So self-punishing, but still has to take his drive-through for making that mistake. That will not make him happy. So that is Joe Fierro in P7, P8 here with 145 on the side of another Apex Predators machine. Nice Big Wizard TV logo on the hood there. Thanks a lot for that, Julian. Appreciate it. And X-Plane, 145 of Julian Lockwood. Now, Julian, I believe, is 9th, 8th, 7th? Let me look. I would have said it earlier, but now I can't remember where he was. Standings. Julian in 7th place overall in the championship. Right in front of me, I'm in 8th in the championship. I haven't raced in a couple races. I'm here in the booth with you guys, telling y'all about it here as we race at East to West Racing. Up front looks the same through the top 8, no change. Jason Rabe from that early error has now moved back into P9. We'll watch for him to come back up through the field and see if he can make any gains. He's got Alex Good right behind. Alex running a great race tonight in the 79 car. Alex was running over in the Contender Series just a few minutes ago and really was putting down some laps. Alex finished well in that race too. Currently P10. And with this crowd, P10 is impressive, especially with the drivers that are out here. 17 are the best drivers in iRacing. Everybody pretty smooth. Everybody always makes gains and improvements as they go here. The season has gotten tighter and tighter in the races throughout the season. We started off with a lot more drivers, but coming here to the end, I'm hoping next season we'll have a few more as we jump into a new season in just a couple of weeks. 2 races to go after this one. Todd Schwartz in the 420. Todd running in P11.
Damn it.
Somebody has their microphone button turned on. And let's see if we can figure out who that might have been. That was JP. We'll get down here to JP in a minute. 12th spot, Gray Welch in the 19. Porsche, sporting the Porsche tonight. He's the sole Porsche driver in the race. And Gray running in P12 tonight, just 38 seconds off the lead here. And we've only got 2 to go. As the drivers come by the line this time, only 2 to go. Sean Williams in the number 6 car. A nice newly painted black AMG Mercedes. He's got Rick Wishon all over the back of him. Now, Sean running the Autism Speaks livery here. He went from a white paint to a black paint. He's got Buckeye Endurance on there. Autism Speaks is his main sponsor. Always putting a shout out there for autism and all those who deal with that disability. Big old Fanatec logo on the hood, on the roof. Cleveland Beamer also hails from the great state of Ohio. Rick Wishon in P14, trying to run Sean down. He's got a little damage to the front of that car. Rick's got a few bumps along the way on the front of that number 74 Audi. Michael Mooney in the 88 car, coming in now to serve that pit lane or that violation. A little blip out there. That's computer world for lost connection for just a moment to the server. As Mooney goes in and JP goes by. We said we'd talk about JP as we watch Mooney crawl through the pit lane, 40 miles an hour. Jeff Peters in the 66 didn't like what he did earlier. He went wide and lost a couple positions off track, but he is back going again and has moved ahead of Mooney in the Ferrari with the Porsche paint. Back up front to the leaders, looks very, very similar to what it did before. The gap now 4 seconds back to P3, But these two still right on each other for this lead. Lap 8 of 9, and Ryan Fry did drop out of the race. He did drop out of the server. It's going to make that's going to put Alex Good in P10. He is going to be running for all the points at Atomic Racing tonight. You get points here from 1st to 10th in the sprint race. The idea is to make sure you work hard to get those points out of the sprint. You get 100 points for winning the sprint race, 90 for second, and then back down to 10 points for 10th. 10-point intervals. That makes a huge difference. There are 350 points available for the race win, and that extra 100 makes a huge push. Which is why these guys really do everything they can to win the sprint, even though it puts them back in P8 on the start of the second race. 16 drivers left in this one.
Much pressure, Philip.
There's Richard. Said something there. I think we lost Richard. Richard got around. He got around Sean Williams there for P13. The battle up front is the closest race on the track at the moment. Here goes Josh down into turn 11. Hard on the brakes.
What are you doing?
A little late. Morgan's just going to do the over-under and just take it right back. It's a good try. That is going to actually put a decent gap between the top two with just one lap to go. This is the last lap as they come across the line. That was the last ditch effort. Morgan takes the flag first, followed by Josh Bailing, Brandon Dooley, Adam Novotny are your top four as they come across. It looks like Philip Scott has gotten by Richard for P5. Well, that was Richard, not Rick, that lost out back there. As the rest of the drivers are going to finish up here, we got Joe Fierro in 7th. Jason Rabe ends up taking away that 8th position. Alex Good grabs P10, following Julian Lockwood in P9. That is the points, is the first through 1 through 10 there. Todd Schwartz, Gray Welch, Rick Wishon, followed by Sean Williams, Jeff Peters, Michael Mooney, and Ryan Fry did not finish the race.
Nice
Drop
wheel
in.
to wheel on lap 8, Rick.
Let's jump into the booth here and see if we can talk to the guys for a minute while they're in between the race sessions. Nice battle up front, guys. Morgan, Josh, great battle. You guys hear me okay?
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I hear you. I'm just watching it.
Yeah, Josh, you tried there last lap. You tried to get it down into turn 11. Didn't quite work out.
I was hoping he would brake late and screw up.
He just let you go.
Yep.
Good battle. Nice to watch throughout the whole thing. Brandon with the sprint race win. We're going to take the top 8 and flip them around. That puts Jason in the hot spot. He got P8 out of that one on the last lap. Just barely snuck past Julian. Nice job, Jason, for that move. Not so good on the move on lap 1, however.
That too.
So we'll line them up here. We get a little bit of a warm-up. They'll be able to do a lap or so. Getting warmed up, and then we're going to get back to the action. Big shout out to our sponsors, Stair Fittings Incorporated, J&R Craftworks, grandpaskitchen.com, and Dragonfire Artistry. Thanks everybody for tuning in. on the race. We got a few viewers out there. No chatters, but we got viewers. Might be you guys. So say hi to all our fans.
Hi, fans.
Hi, fans.
Hi, fans.
All right, I'm going to go quiet and go back to the booth. Good luck, everybody, on the next one. We'll jump in at the finish.
I think I'm going to jump out of this one. I've got a really early morning, and I can never get to sleep after these races. So, sit this one out. Have a good race, everybody.
See you, JP.
See you, JP.
See you,
JP.
Looks like Jeff Peters is going to not make the feature race. Has an early morning, as well as I do, but I'm not on the East Coast, and 6 o'clock in the morning for me does come early, but not as early as it does over there. So we're getting ready. We got warm up just finishing up now. Just a few more seconds here in the warm-up section, and then we're going to jump in. We're going to line them up. Like I said, we're going to flip the order and line them up. So even though Morgan won that last race, he is going to start in 8th position. And Jason Rabe, who finished in 8th, is going to start on the point. So there's your order. Jason Rabe, Joe Fierro, Richard Wishon, Philip Scott, Adam Novotny, Brandon Dooley, Josh Baling, Morgan Tegey, followed by Julian Lockwood, Alex Good, Todd Schwartz. That's your top 11. Gray Welch, Rick Wishon, Sean Williams, Jeff Peters, who has bowed out, Michael Mooney, and Ryan Fry. And I don't know if Ryan rejoined the server. I doubt it. So Mooney's going to take P15. By default, 15 drivers are going to be out there in the feature. I do see Ryan still connected, but I don't see him on the racetrack. So you got 42 minutes on the clock, 23
Great
laps
race
on the
last
lap
race.
timer.
Let's have another good one, guys. Good luck.
As they're all lined up, ready to go, we've got a couple more drivers to pop in. Let's see if... No, Ryan and Jeff are not in the server. Whoops. Waited too long looking for him. Jason up front on the front row again, followed by or alongside Joe Fierro. And the green flag drops and away they go. Jason with a decent jump. He should have the advantage going into turn 1. Out in front of Joe Fierro, followed by Richard Wishon. Philip Scott takes over that spot with Adam Novotny going around the outside. Ooh, they're bundled up. And oh, there's Todd Schwartz coming around in the back. And that's going to slow down the back of the pack as he slides off the racetrack. Let's watch the replay.
Sorry about that, Todd. That was me, man.
But I think first we need to watch up front because these battles are hot and heavy here. As this is Josh taking a peek on Joe Fierro, trying to take away P3 here, followed by Philip Scott, Morgan Tegey, Brandon Dooley, all in a line, trying to get around. There was an incident back there. We'll go back and get that if we get time with this battle up front. If you want to miss this,
Take a look at that, Jaden. Let me know what I need to do. It was in turn 1, first lap, number 74.
Josh trying to hold it around the inside. So hard to do here. He is going to come up on this next corner.
I'm looking into it right now, Rick. One moment, bud.
Oh, and he makes the pass coming out of turn 9. Wow, that's a real tight corner. And he does make the pass now. Oh! As Philip Scott's eyeing him up, and Morgan Tegey right there behind as well. This one is tight at the front. We've got Adam out in front chasing down Jason Rabe here. But this battle here is the closest battle. We've got 4 cars all trying to get this P4 away from Joe Fierro. Morgan Tegey, I guess in some way trying to help his teammate
Rick,
here.
that'll be a drive-through for contact.
So So it looks like the 94
Copy
did
drive through. Thank you, sir.
74 did get a penalty off of that
Thank you, brother.
on the lap.
Hi, Jaden. You might want to look at the number on that. I don't think I had any contact.
He's talking to me, Richard. Car 74.
I received a drive-through penalty.
I'm sorry. I'll fix that right now. Keep driving.
74, not 974.
Same,
Thank you, sir.
similar names, Richard and Rick, and similar numbers, 974 and 74 race control. Got those backwards there off that turn one inside. Oh, and there they go. They're both going to go around. Philip and Morgan and Brandon all making headway here as they go through turn 7 and get past Joe Fierro. Richard Michon right there as well. Wow, that right there was all three of them. That was snowplow, I'd say. As Josh Bailey has moved ahead into that P3 spot, pulled away from these guys as they were getting around and battling around the 48 car, who's now under attack by Richard.
Might have been a couple issues here, but I'll get it issued to you, Rick. All right, give me 1 second.
There's the 145 peaking on the inside of the 974. Nothing there on this lap. As Morgan sizes up Philip Scott. Oh, they both go through turn 13 side by side. Or turn 12 through the kink side by side and jump out on the front stretch.
There we go. We should be all on.
Copy. It's all good, man. Thank you.
No, I apologize for that.
Took a minute for race control to get that one sorted. Looks like it's all taken care of now. As this battle for 4th position is the hot spot on the racetrack. Now, last week we watched Philip Scott hold off these guys for lap after lap at the finish. Oh, but Morgan jumps down on the inside and takes away that spot on the exit of turn 4. And Brandon wants to follow. Morgan moves over, allows Brandon to get a little bit of draft, and that completes the pass. Brandon into P5. Now, I'm not sure Morgan wanted to do that, or if it was just Brandon's strategy, because Brandon has been running some very fast laps around here. And it's possible to look back behind him, not shutting the door. Let Brandon get by easily on Philip Scott. This is the battle for 4th position.
Thank you, Rick.
As Rick Wishon has
You're
taken
welcome.
his penalty
Sorry,
and
Todd.
drive-through. Up front, we still have Jason Rave on the point. Adam Novotny keeping him honest, just 1 second back. And Josh Baling 1 second behind him. I think the front is probably going to bunch up as Morgan and Brandon are probably going to catch these guys over the next few laps. So I have to keep an eye on that. Lap 3, leaders are on lap 3, just about to finish that one up. As we watch Jason come across the line, followed by Adam and Josh. All on the top 3, all within 2 seconds. Started out quite a bit different than the sprint race. Sprint race was started in qualifying order. This one was started in reverse order to the sprint finish. This battle here now is Alex Good sizing up Joe Fierro for P8 here. Alex wants to try to get by. Alex running a really good race tonight. Nice and clean. Still just 11 seconds off the lead, but only a few tenths of a second off of P8.
That's not one where you break it to 50.
And there's an error. There's an error by the 7 car, allowing Brandon to get right up behind him. Through turn 9, tricky corner right here, turn 9. Looks like Brandon has a really good line out of there. He's got a run on him going into 10, but 10 is probably extremely difficult. Probably one of the harder corners to pass on it. Brandon gets a good exit here, though. He'll have a good run down that hill. Not quite close enough. 0.4 of a second. Not enough. It's got to be closer than that. The draft does help here, but you need to be about 0.2 off coming off of that corner to really make that work. Through turn 11, Morgan holds P4. Back here in 12th spot to go across the line, Ray Welch ahead of Todd Schwartz. Jeff Peters, oh yeah, he's off track. He's dropped off the session. Rick with his penalty has allowed Mooney to get by. In P14, yeah. Lamborghini, kind of a greenish, shimmery color. Right behind these guys in P12 and 13. Just about a second behind them, second and a half behind Todd Schwartz. Jason still holds on to the point, but Josh has gotten around Adam Novotny for P2. Josh is not waiting for Morgan to catch him. Jason doing really well. Jason and Josh both teammates here with Dad Bod Racing. With Chris Springer. Chris, one of our watchers, online viewers tonight. Welcome, Chris, to the chat, to the stream. I believe also Stair Fittings Incorporated, our primary sponsor, is also watching the action tonight. Hopefully they got their Twitch app working correctly on the television. Watching Josh Bailing here in P2 in the number 1 Audi, trying to run down teammate Jason Rabe, also in the Audi number 2. Let's go through the field as we watch Jason up front and Josh in P2. We've been watching them for a little bit. There's Adam Novotny in P3. The Ohio gang, we'll call them. Adam, Morgan, Brandon, all from Ohio. Find that Cleveland Beamer logo on the back of a lot of their cars. Scott, lead driver for Apex Racing in P6. Adam Novotny gets back in front. Josh has a problem. Let's replay, man. What do you got? Josh coming through. Turn 7, loses it just a little bit. That's enough to cause a problem. Goes off on 8, spins it around, lets a few drivers go by. That is not what he wanted to do. Is he has to sit there and let a whole bunch of cars go past. Drops him back to P8. He's going to be back on his horse. Speaking of the front, here's Jason up on the point. Now once again followed by Adam Novotny. But a 3-second gap, and Morgan Tegey has caught the back of Adam. And that's going to be for P3. He's making some ground up. Brandon in tow. As the Ohio gang running 2, 3, and 4 on track. Back to Philip Scott there in P5 in the 99 Apex Predators car, and 974, that is Richard Bushon, and he is running in P6. Still running some great laps there. 3 seconds behind Phillip, and about 10 seconds off the lead. Josh Bailey has landed here in P7. Just got by Joe Fierro for that spot. Josh, actually with the fastest lap of the race tonight, 151.4 in race trim. That's flying. Joe Fierro in P8 in the 48 car, and he is still holding off Alex Good in the 79. Alex just pushing real hard there, trying to gain that position over Joe Fierro in P8. It's working overtime, I'd say. Alex doing a great job out there for Atomic Racing, running in the VRS sponsored Mercedes VRS Agri Roush. Not sure if he paints those on his own or if he picks those up off of Trading Paints. Trading Paints, one of the premier paint shops for iRacing. Not sure what happened there. How did Joe? We didn't even see him. We were watching the car and we didn't see it. Joe, what happened? Replay man, what do you got? Here it is, coming down into turn 11. Joe Fierro out in front. Alex Good right behind. And Joe just slides off the end of the track, just misses the braking point. He's going to just slide off the end there. And that lets Alex go by for P8. Now in front of Julian Lockwood. Live. This is the battle for second. As Morgan Tegey catching up to Adam Novotny now. Just a half a second, 5/10 the gap. As these guys are going at it up in the front of the field. Everybody else pretty stable right now where they're at. Mooney has gotten by Gray Welch. That will be for position. And in tow of Sean Williams. So let's see where we were at. We were at the 48 car going through as he was moved back. Alex Good got by him. Joe in P9. Now down into that same turn 11. Did it much better this time. Probably not looking in the mirror as much because Julian Lockwood is still nearly 2 seconds back. And let's go to Julian at 145. The other driver in the Apex Predator team. Red car and the blue car. Julian with the Big Wizard TV logo on the top, or on the hood. Sport BWTV logo. Then there's a little bit of a gap. We've got an 18-second gap back to Sean Williams here in P11, followed by Michael Mooney in the 88 car, Gray Welch in the 19. Mooney just a little more than a second behind Sean Williams. Is that Rick going in the pit lane? It looks like Rick Wishon is in the pit lane. He's probably gonna, that might be from a damage. Let's see. Replay man, what do you got? Yeah, as expected, this is Rick. And not having a good time here off of turn 9 into the inside wall hard. Tows that car back to the pit lane. He's going to have to wait for a little bit of towing, and then he'll get his fast repair. We can watch him there in the pit lane. He's just sitting there waiting for the towing. On iRacing, you have to wait for your car to be towed to the pits. And while we were watching all that, this change for P2. Morgan Tegey has gotten by Adam Novotny for P2. And he's going to run down Jason Rabe if he can. We're on lap 9 of 23. Jason coming across the line next, followed by Morgan, Adam, Brandon, and Phillip, top 5. Shout out to our sponsors, Stair Fittings Incorporated. Big thanks to them for sponsoring East to West Racing and Big Wizard TV and the GT3 Challenge. Grandpa'sKitchen.com for all your gluten-free needs. Check them out. Dragonfire Artistry, you can find them out there on Facebook. Dragonfire with a Y. Dragonfire Artistry with Bailey Rapier, the owner. And able to make just about anything artistic. Very, very talented young lady. And J&R Craftworks, man, Jeff is out there putting together the trophies and things for us for a while. I think it's been over a year now for the league. And just some awesome stuff. He can do lit up acrylic, he can do wood stuff, laser cut, painted. Just some amazing graphics. He also does t-shirts, mouse pads, all kinds of great stuff. J&R Craftworks. Check them out, jnrcraftworks.com. Jason running nice and smooth. 3.5 second gap back to Morgan. Jason out in front of this one. And we should be coming up to find out if the guys short pit. They should be able to come in fairly soon. Mooney is in. Mooney has come in on his pit stop. And he came in on lap 10. And he's going to try to go to the end here from the fuel strategy. So the fuel window is open. You can see him going in at any time now, getting that fuel stop. There's your top 4 in the shot. You can see them: Jason Ray, Morgan, Tegey, Adam Novotny, Brandon Dooley right there with Philip coming around turn 14 just as we left the shot. And look who's flying. It's Josh Bailing coming back up through the field. He's up to P6 now. As he's putting down the fast laps, trying to get back up to the leaders. He was in P2 at the time of his incident. The Ohio gang, right there on screen. Morgan, Adam, Brandon. Going into turn 5. Some of these corners don't seem that complicated, but I'll tell you what, from the racetrack, this is a very technical racetrack. Very, very hard to do. No easy corners here. Let's go a lap here with our leader as he comes around. Right now, finishing up turn 9, a couple corners to go, and we're going to jump in the cockpit and go a lap in the Audi of Jason Rave. Morgan now, or Brandon now putting pressure on Adam Novotny. Maybe we should do our lap with Adam. Let's jump in the car here. As Jason comes off the start finish line, start finish straight, comes across the finish line right here, and Brandon Dooley has pulled into the pit lane. Brandon Dooley in the pit. He's going to lose some spots. He's going to try to do the undercut from out early. See if it works. It worked great for him last week over at Zandvoort. Turn 3 here. On the gas, right at the apex of 3 and holding on to coordination on the brakes right through here. Back on the gas at the apex of turn 15, down across the start finish line. And that is a lap between Rick and Tegey. On board, Jason Rick. Now there's Brandon coming down the hill. He has lost 35 seconds with that pit stop. Let's see if we can see what the time was he was in the pit lane. We gotta wait for him to cross the start finish line here. It'll give us a time of how long he was in pit lane. You can see on the bottom right in the relative screen, it tells you how long the cars are in the pits. And Rick Wishon, almost 7.5 minutes now in the pit lane, so he is not having a good day. Brandon Dooley, 35 seconds was the gap, and only 35 seconds now to the lead, so he might be clicking off some quick laps here and catching up. He did pull out of the competition, out of the battle he was in, not competition, but with Adam Novotny, and that may have slowed him up some. He may be running faster laps out here on his own. Very smart move by the crew chief, being Brandon himself, on this number 14 BMW. Alex Good and Todd Schwartz battling it out. Alex back in, or up into 11th spot now. Alex already made his pit stop and is coming back up through the field. He also has clean track. Sean Williams, 9 seconds ahead. I'm guessing this car is done. It is repaired. You can see it's fixed, but not moving. And Rick has dropped out of the race. Hopefully he'll join us here online and watch the race from Twitch TV here, live on Big Wizard TV. Up front, Jason Ray, Morgan Tegey. Now the gap just a second and a half. Morgan closing that gap down ever so slightly each lap. Lap after lap, just ticking away. They are currently running lap number 14 of 23 as they dive down into turn 3. Jason running super clean laps up front. No mistakes so far, and just holding on to that lead. Morgan a little quicker from behind, started in 8th where Jason started on the point. So this race belongs to him if he can hold off the rest of the Chargers for another 10 laps after this one. Jason out front, followed by Morgan Tegey in 2nd. Adam Novotny in 3rd spot, followed by Philip Scott in the 99 Apex Predator machine. Little gap there between 3rd and 4th. And look who's coming to dinner. Josh Bailing now within just over a second of Philip Scott, putting down the laps, trying to get back, like I said, up to the front. Josh up into P5 and wanting more. Richard Wishon holding on to P6, nice and clean tonight. Continuing on his vast improvement. Richard's only been with us for about maybe a month, 2 months, and every race doing better, every race getting faster. Quite the driver out here. We'll be watching this guy, watching this kid, as Adam goes to the point. Are those guys in the pits, or did something happen? Both the leader and 2nd place into the pit lane on lap 14. See who gets out of here first. There's Josh coming in for his pit stop. Morgan hits the gas first and does get away before it looked like they both got tires. So new tires, new tires and a load of fuel, and these guys are off and running. That was Morgan Tegey playing the pit stop game perfectly. Is there anything this guy doesn't do with perfection? The question now, where is Brandon after his swap? He is a couple cars behind. Jason Rabe in P6 now, with Brandon in the 14 car in P7. Adam Novotny has not yet stopped. He will have to probably come in this lap. Lap's 15. Can he get away quick enough and beat the lap times of these other drivers? Philip Scott, Richard Wishon, 1, 2, 3. None of them have pit yet. Morgan Tegey is the first to pit, currently in P4. 35 seconds is what we saw from Brandon. 35 seconds for Mooney. Looks like that's the tick time for the pit stops. We'll see what these guys did after they complete their next lap as Adam dives into pit lane, and here he goes. Will Morgan beat him around. Morgan coming down the big hill. And that's a bunch of cars in. That's the 99 car and the 974. Everyone now is in the pit lane in front of Morgan. All three of these cars are in front of him, are all in the pit lane getting tires, possibly tires, and definitely getting fuel. Joe Fierro dives into the pit lane. As Morgan goes by, he is going to beat them out. And the battle here is going to be between these two. Jason Ray jumps out in front of Adam on that exchange and stays in P2. But the pit exchange has helped Morgan more than any of them. He is now up to the lead. That looks like everybody's in the pit lane has made their pit stops now, with 48 car currently in pit lane getting fuel only. That's Joe Fierro as Julian Lockwood and Alex Good go by. Will Mooney have the chance? He'll have a chance. We'll see if Joe gets back on the track before Mooney gets by. Mooney going through the final complex of corners right now. Joe still stationary. He's not moving yet. He may have gotten a penalty, and that let Mooney go right on by and take over the 10th position. Mooney's going to be happy about that. Sean Williams also goes by for 11th. I'm going to guess that was a speeding penalty in pit lane, 40-second hold, enforced by iRacing, not by race control, by iRacing. Morgan has found his way to the front. And he's now leading this one by 2.5+ seconds. And we've got just 8 to go in this contest. I guess 7 to go now, because Morgan's coming by to click off the end of lap 16. Jason, Adam, Brandon, and Philip still in the shot as we watch Morgan dive into turn 1. You can still see all 5 cars there within 4 seconds of the lead. Still tight up the front. Gray Welch just 1 lap down, still working hard, running those laps. Todd Schwartz in the 420 on the lead lap, about 30-second gap to the leader behind him. Joe Fierro, after his not so good pit stop, I'm sure he's not happy with that. Cost him quite a bit of time, but now back out on the racetrack running. Joe Fierro in 12th. Sean Williams in 11th spot. The Autism Speaks number 6 Mercedes AMG. Sean running a good race tonight. Alex getting better every week. He is right behind Julian. This is a battle for position. Both drivers in the Mercedes. Alex all over the back of Julian Lockwood. We'll see if Alex can make this pass. He is just 3/10 behind. going through turn 9. Alex has been relentless lately. He's one of those drivers that just has been improving and improving and improving. Getting better and better out there on the track. Glad to have him as a teammate over there at Atomic Racing. Sorry I couldn't be on the track tonight to get Atomic Racing more points. Ryan, the other Atomic Racing driver, was on track. Bowed out during the sprint race. Josh to P6. He's got an uphill battle now as he's got fast drivers to get around at this point. Will he be able to catch 8.4 seconds to Philip Scott? Or is P6 going to be his end result? We'll find out as the race continues. We're on lap 18 of 23. 5 to go. Let's see if we can watch that pass on the replay there. Replay man, what do you got? Coming across the start-finish line, here's Alex Good. Right on the back bumper of Julian Lockwood. Julian goes into turn 1, and it looks like he just misses the exit here. As Alex goes by on the outside of turn 2 on the exit. Alex taking that spot away. As we have another one going on with Sean Williams. Sean dropped back behind Michael Mooney. Michael Mooney, he was already up at P10, so maybe that was just a Mooney blip. Mooney does blip occasionally off the screen. Sometimes he goes away and comes back. And that's what happened on that one. No incident involved at all. Mooney running in P10 tonight. Nice solid race for him. See him dive around the hairpin, turn 10. Back towards the front, Julian. That wasn't Julian, this is Brandon up in P4. Trying to chase down Adam Novotny here. Adam always fast. Followed by Philip Scott. So this is the battle for basically for second spot. We've got Jason in the front of this little group, followed by Adam in third, and then Brandon in fourth. As we get spread out here, the action kind of slowing down on the racetrack as the drivers are no longer battling nose to tail. We've got a pretty good gap out in front. Morgan Tegey with a 3-second lead over second place Jason Rabe. Jason with a 2-second lead of his own over third place Adam Novotny, who has a slight lead over Brandon Dooley, and then back to Philip Scott in fifth in the 99 car, with about 6 seconds between him and Brandon. Josh bailing after that early incident, coming back. He's got P6. He has not been able to close that gap though. Still 8.5 seconds up to P5 Philip Scott. I don't think he's going to be able to get much ground in the next couple of laps. We are on lap 20 of 23. There's only 4 to go. some of the teammates' cars, like this one and this one, extremely similar. Only difference on these two cars is the number. As Joe Fierro is sizing up Sean Williams here for 11th spot. Sean out in front at the moment. And Joe pushing hard. Just 0.2 the gap there for P11. Inside around turn 3. Does he get the run out of turn 4? He does. And there goes Joe around Sean Williams, and that is for position. That's P11. And that is after that long pit stop penalty for Joe Fierro. He's back out on track, trying to get back into the top 10. The closest battle on the racetrack, but still quite the gap here. A second and a half between each of second, third, and fourth. No real gains here, just everybody driving around following each other. As we're working lap 21 of 23, 2 to go this time by. Although they just went by, so 3 to go. And we're getting to the end of this one. Morgan Tegey still out front. And managing the lead well, as he has the 3.5 second lead over second place Jason Reed. This battle here for 11th is not going away. Joe Fierro holding on to that spot. Sean Williams not willing to give it up. Looks like Joe's just starting to make inroads there. He's just pulled out to about a second lead. But, Sean's still holding on. As well as Julian trying to catch up. That looks good for that 8th position. Julian 7th in the points championship, always looking for more points. Right now, they're just replacing previous races. If he can get better than if he hasn't finished in the top 10 in any of his races, a P9 will improve that. But a P8 would improve it even more. And there's the opportunity, there's the gap. Alex goes wide in turn 9. That's easy to do, making the opportunity available for Julian. But Julian not close enough to pounce there, as Alex might be losing the car here with just 2 laps to go. Morgan already crossed the start finish line on lap 22. That battle for P8 seems to be the only closely contested position on the track at the moment. Although Adam Novotny may decide he wants to push hard. Let's see if he can get by Jason Rabier with less than 2 to go. Morgan Tegey out front, followed by Jason Rabe, Adam Novotny, Brandon Dooley, Philip Scott are your top 5. Watching Jason Rabe here in the number 2 Audi R8. In the East to West Racing GT3 Challenge. Race number 17 of 18. One more to go. Next week we're going to be at the Red Bull Ring. And that one's going to be the season finale, and that's going to be some great racing. A lot of good door-to-door action at the Red Bull Ring every time you go there. One of my favorite races, favorite wins and favorite races at that racetrack in the GT4 race. Door-to-door with Philip Scott all the way around. 20+ laps. Not a lot of door-to-door here. The corners are tight and tricky. If you can get on the inside, you've got the corner, because that is the preferred line. As they go around one more time, Morgan Tegey takes the flag, the white flag first, as there you see Bernie going to town with the white flag over there on the inside of the track. And Morgan is out front with just one more time around. P1, very common spot for Morgan Tegey. They were joking before the race, this is the track. Twin ring Morgan Tegey. I don't know what they were saying. It was kind of funny because, you know, Morgan Tegey, and he's got this Motegi racetrack apparently named after him. But I don't think so. I think it's been around a little longer than Morgan. Either way, coming through turn 8, Morgan's looking great out there. No mistakes today. Started on the pole for the sprint race. Took that one hands down, went back to P8, and jumped out here in the feature race. Worked hard to get where he's at now, up in the front, and he is going around turn 10 to finish this one off from the point. Todd Schwartz dropped back to 13th. Gray Welch is 14th. Gray Welch, the only one currently not on the lead lap. Does Adam have anything for Jason as they come down into turn 11? Adam hard on the brakes late. Let's see if he can get that corner. He does not gain anything there as they're going to come through the start-finish section here for the final time. Jason in P2. Morgan out front is going to take the win. There he is. And Jason is going to take the second spot in the 2 car, followed by Adam Novotny, Brandon Dooley, Philip Scott in the 99.
Next one, Morgan.
And there's
Hey,
Josh
thanks, man.
after an error.
Nice
early
race,
on.
Jason and Adam.
Yeah, nice race, guys.
Yeah, very nice race.
And as the chatter begins.
So this is what the podium feels like. I'm not usually up here.
But we're not done yet. We've still got Rick Wishon coming across the line right now. He ends in P7, followed by Alex Good in P8, coming around the final corner with Julian in tow. It looks like Alex is going to hold him off, and that is for P8, Julian P9. And that is the flag for them as Mooney coming down the hill into turn 11. If he can hold on in front of Joe Fierro for a few more corners, he's got his top 10 here. Always easy does it around that turn 14. There he is, waving hello as he crosses the line. Good job, Mooney, at top 10 as he crosses the line to finish this one. Joe Fierro across next in the 48 car, followed by Sean Williams in the 6. And Todd is still cooking on the lead lap. Coming through the final that's the final complex now across start finish. And that is P13 for Todd. Gray Welch finishes 14th. Rick Wishon dropped out early, 15th. And that's the race. Good job, guys. Way to really work it tonight. Nice job. Brandon.
Congrats, Morgan, Jason, Adam.
Morgan, great win. Nice job tonight.
Hey, thanks. It's just fighting to keep it clean.
Yeah, and that you did. There was a couple spots where I saw it sliding around a little bit. For the most part, nice and clean and very smooth tonight. That's what it takes around here to get the win, because this is one technical racetrack. Jason, good recovery off of that for a P2 finish. Nice job.
Thanks.
Adam, the hardest working man in motorsports right there. Hanging on for P3, man. You were all over the back of everybody. Finished 3rd. Good run.
Thank you.
P4 goes to Brandon. Another strong, very clean run. I thought you were going to get that undercut, but didn't work out this week like it did for you last week. So Brandon finishes P4 and Philip Scott in P5. We're going to bring our stream to a close. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in to Big Wizard TV here. We'll have the replay posted over on YouTube by the morning. I want to thank everybody for tuning in. Big shout out to our sponsors, Stair Fittings Incorporated, JNR Craftworks, Grandpa'sKitchen.com, and Dragonfire Artistry. Thanks all for driving and having a great show for us. Nice clean race, and as always, be safe out there. Don't race on the road. Race here with us on iRacing Sunday nights, East to West Racing GT3 Challenge. Good night, everybody.
Good night, Ron.
Thank you, Ron.
Night, Ron.
Well, that is the race. Thanks, everybody. Have a great night. We got the season finale coming up next week at Red Bull Ring, and excited to watch that one. And we'll see you on the next race.